Assalamualaikum everyone, this is Hasib Shafqat Abbasi from Odyssey 360, and today we're going to be talking about Portugal as a study destination for international students, particularly students from Pakistan. In this video, I'll cover the benefits of studying in Portugal, the study prospects available for international students, what challenges might be faced by Pakistani students, and how they can overcome these challenges and increase their chances of success. Now let's talk about the benefits of studying in a place like Portugal, starting with the affordability factor. First of all, let's talk about the tuition fee in Portugal, the average tuition fee. Now, tuition fees can start as low as 1,500 euros per year, but on average, you can expect a tuition fee of 3,500 to 4,500 euros per year. And ultimately, when that leads to a citizenship, you should know that the Portuguese passport is one of the strongest passports in the world. Let's talk about the benefits if, for example, you're married and you want to bring your spouse to Portugal with you while you study over there. You can bring your spouse with you, and not just that, your spouse will also have the right to work in Portugal. So this brings us to the second part of the video, which is about the study prospects available in Portugal. Now, it is true that majority of programs that are taught in Portugal are going to be in their national language, Portuguese. However, there are a lot of courses available in English that can be availed by international students, people who've either been taught in English before or who have a strong English language proficiency, a high score in their IELTS exams, for example. So there are options available for people wishing to pursue their programs in Portugal in English. Now these programs range from bachelor's programs, master's programs and doctorate programs in fields such as business, engineering, tourism, management, and even fields like architecture and other relevant social sciences. Now in terms of the admission and intake timelines, Portugal usually has one main intake, which is the fall intake in September, and admissions for the September intake usually start in Jan. Now, as international students, the best advice would be that you apply in the first phase, which is the January phase. So, for example, those of you wishing to go to Portugal for the fall 2025 intake in September 2025, it would be advisable that you start your applications in January 2025. Which means that you should start preparing from today. Now this brings us to the next segment of this video, which is about challenges that Pakistani students might face during this journey, or at least during the planning of this journey. Now, as we all know, these days Pakistani passports are generally facing a high rate of rejection for all sorts of visas across the world. And so Pakistan is facing a little bit of crisis right now, and so it's very important that once you get enrolled in a Portuguese university, your visa application is formulated just right to increase your chances of success. Visa rejections are one thing. What precedes that are the university admissions themselves, and a lot of Pakistani students, a lot of international students fail at that very stage. They just don't get the admission in the first place that allows them to go to this country, that allows them to go to this university, on the basis of which they'll get their visas processed as well. Now, at this stage, it is important that the applications that go to the universities are made correctly. It is important that you pick the right course for yourself. It is important that you take your own background into consideration and that you're able to justify any study gaps that you might have. Sometimes people also fail when it comes to proving their English language proficiency, by which I mean that sometimes people just don't get good enough scores on their IELTS exams or whichever else language exam they're taking. And in some cases, it might be important for you to build a very strong portfolio, a very strong profile, which can also include your digital profiles and your professional profiles. Now this brings us to the last segment of our video, which is about how you can overcome these challenges. We talked about challenges for your visa application, and we also talked about challenges for your university application in the first place. So first, let's talk about how you can successfully get a visa for your studies in Portugal. Now, bear in mind that your student visa in Portugal is meant for your studies only. There are visas that offer some post-graduation stays in that host country. Ultimately, when you're applying for a student visa, it's not just important for you to show sufficient proof of funds and your acceptance documents, as well as health insurances and all of that. You do also have to show strong ties to your home country. Now, secondly, when it comes to getting a successful admission in the universities in the first place, this is also a very careful process. You have to make your applications just right, and not just that, you have to apply for courses that are relevant to your background. Now, this does not just come into question when you're applying to universities, it also comes into question when you're applying for your visa. And even once you've received your visa, once you've arrived in this country, you can also be asked the same question at the immigration borders about what exactly you're planning to study. Your background will be looked into possibly, and so it's important for you to pick a course for yourself that doesn't just increase your chances of getting an admission at that university, but also a successful visa and successful entry into the host country. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope that it was informative and helpful. If you have any questions or if you have any comments, please feel free to leave them in the comments box below, and feel free to reach out to us on our numbers and on our website and our social media if you would like for us to process your case. With regards to Portugal, I would suggest that you act fast as the deadline is very close. If you want to apply for the September 2025 intake, applications open from Jan 2025, meaning that you should start your application process from today. That requires collecting your documents and getting your profile together. So essentially, you should start preparing from today so that you're able to make your applications when Jan comes around. Thank you once again, and best of luck for your future endeavors and your immigration goals. We're here to help in any way that we can, and we hope to hear from you soon.